Imagine a guy named Bob. One day, Bob puts on a blindfold and decides to walk across a 6-lane highway during rush hour. Cars swerve, horns blare, drivers panic, absolute chaos. But somehow, against all odds, Bob makes it to the other side completely untouched. Now Bob becomes famous. He starts giving speeches. He writes a book called The Highway Mindset. And he tells people, success is simple. Walk boldly and the universe will move the cars for you. Would you trust Bob's advice? Of course not. You'd say, this guy didn't discover a strategy, he just got insanely lucky. And once you understand that, billionaire advice will never sound the same again. Because this is exactly what we do with successful people. We copy their routines, their diets, their schedules, their productivity hacks, their morning rituals. Because deep down, we believe if we repeat their steps, we'll get their results. But that's not how reality works. Blindly copying successful people can make you copy the part that looks impressive while completely missing the part that actually mattered. Because when we study success, we usually study the survivors, the winners, the billionaires, the people who made it. But we ignore the invisible graveyard of people who did almost the same thing and failed. This is called survivorship bias. Imagine 100 people drop out of college to start companies. They all work crazy hours. They all take risks. They all sacrifice sleep. They all believe in themselves. But years later, most of them do not become billionaires. Many fail, many quit, many survive quietly, and a tiny few become legends. So who gets interviewed? The winner. And when someone asks, what was the secret? He says, you just need passion, confidence, and risk-taking. But wait, the failures took risks too. The failures worked hard too. The failures believed in themselves too. Effort mattered. Skill mattered. Discipline mattered. But those things alone were not enough. Timing mattered, luck mattered, opportunity mattered, access mattered. And because the failures disappear quietly, your brain only sees the winners. A creator starting YouTube in 2006 was playing a completely different game than someone starting today. A crypto investor who bought years before the boom might look like a genius later. A founder who launched at the perfect moment might think the secret was his morning routine. But sometimes, the secret was just being early. For every billionaire saying drop out of college, there are thousands of dropouts whose motivational quote is now, please hire me. Now, most successful people are not trying to trick you. The scary part is, many of them genuinely believe their own story. Because humans hate randomness. We want life to make sense. We want success to have a clean explanation. We want every outcome to feel deserved. This is where hindsight bias comes in. After something happens, our brains make it feel more predictable than it really was. So after people become successful, they rewrite the story. They forget the random lucky breaks, the right investor, meeting the right person by accident, the competitor who collapsed, getting opportunities other people never had. Instead, they focus on the parts they controlled. I succeeded because I wake up at 4 a.m. I succeeded because I meditate. I succeeded because I take cold showers. Trust me, the economy does not care about your cold showers. So does this mean success is completely random? No. Skill matters. Hard work matters. Discipline matters. But skill increases your chances. Hard work keeps you in the game. And luck often decides who gets amplified. So instead of copying successful people blindly, change how you learn from them. Ignore grand life blueprints. Nobody can give you a guaranteed formula for becoming rich. Instead, look for specific, repeatable skills. Don't ask a billionaire, how do I become you? Ask, how do you negotiate? How do you write persuasively? How do you manage money? How do you make decisions? How do you hire people? Because skills are repeatable. Luck is not. Here is the rule. If the advice depends on being early, lucky, famous, rich, or unusually connected, be careful. But if the advice teaches a skill you can practice today, pay attention. And most importantly, study failures. Because dead ends don't write books. Failures are quiet. They don't go on podcasts. They don't sell courses. They don't make documentaries about the empire they never built. But they often contain the most useful information. If thousands of people fail doing the same thing, don't call it motivation, call it data. So next time a guru promises a foolproof path to success, remember Bob and the blindfolded highway. Don't just ask, what did the winner do? Ask, who did the same thing and disappeared? Because the real lesson is usually not hidden in the mansion, it's hidden in the invisible graveyard behind it. If you enjoyed this animation, subscribe and comment below what is the worst success advice you've ever heard online.